Hi guys, it's me again. KO Cool, what's up, y'all? Hey, before I start, like, subscribe, all that cool stuff, because it's free, and it's how you can support my baby little channel. Well, you guys all know this guy, don't you? He's on TikTok. His name's Trey Serna, and he's really thorough on all the Britney stuff. And I used to think to myself, hey, this guy seems like a reporter, or once was a reporter. But guess what? He still is a reporter. And I'm like, yeah, now I understood why he was so professional. But I'm going to get into his TikTok vids, but I just want to let you know, I actually saw Britney down at the shops. Check her out.
Sam, excuse me. Well, hold on, Babe, hold on. Get my ass.
That was her, wasn't it? What's she doing in Australia? I'm so glad I caught her. I mean, that is definitely a wig that she'd wear. Seriously. The news is out, she's in Australia, and she's definitely wearing a new wig. You feel me? You dig? I just had to put that up. Just a little bit of light entertainment. Something we all need every now and then. But let's get into Trey Serna's vids. I'm sure a lot of you have seen them, but he brought up some awesome points, which I try to put into words, but I'm not a journo, and I don't know all the journo rules. And this guy says it so eloquently. Let's listen.
There's a lot of people out there saying that if a photo, video, or social media post surfaces claiming it's of Britney recently, that it's still not enough for Britney fans. Let me explain why. When you have the type of sloppy reporting I told you about in part 49 of this series, it's hard to take stuff like that at face value. Or when a statement's released. Let me give you a non-Britney example. Take a press release, for example, that a company sends out about themselves or about an event. Sure, there's facts in there, but remember, they're controlling the narrative. It's a press release. As a journalist, you're taught to question everything. You don't take everything at face value. You're not supposed to. And if you do, that allows someone else to paint the narrative they want. And that's more worrisome if there's malicious intent. I get it. Everyone consumes media, so everyone has an opinion about it. But there is actually a process to all of this. And just because you consume it doesn't mean you're an expert. And just because you go to school for it and have a career in it like me doesn't mean you know everything. But it certainly means you have a little more insight into the process. And that's what I'm sharing with you. Asking questions is not spreading misinformation. Wanting it to make sense is not spreading misinformation. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but when you start taking stuff at face value, you kind of become the problem of spreading misinformation. I also have some thoughts about the whole marketing and PR aspect behind all of this. And before you try coming for me, I've done PR as well. I just want to share my thoughts. Free Britney, for real this time.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm not a journo. And if you don't question stuff, then you're just being a dummy and you're just taking everything at face value when there's a lot of stuff under stuff, if you feel me. I like how he said about the press releases that, yes, press releases should be questioned because they're putting out their narrative. And that is exactly what everyone is saying. We want to hear it from Britney because you guys just keep putting stuff out and, yeah, anyone can do that, can't they? Even Sammy Boy. But we actually all know and it's Sammy Boy, don't we? Because his spelling and his grammar's just all over the shopperoonie. But hey, check out these videos of Britney dancing side by side. Sidebar, do you reckon it's looks like a robot? I don't know. I started watching them side by side and I'm like, she's doing all the same moves. But anyway, we're going to go into his next video.
Before we get into the PR and marketing aspect, a few more points I want to make in relations to part 49 and 50 of this series. Someone on TikTok told me I'm spreading conspiracies because of the videos that I like and comment on. Yes, I very well look into conspiracies. Some make you think outside the box, some make you think of the story in a different way, and some are just downright interesting. But that doesn't mean I'm spreading anything. I'm taking in everything and exploring all options, and then I bring that to you in a well thought out way. I mean, think about it. That's how police investigate murders and bring their cases to court. You look into theories and you try to prove them wrong. Also, imagine how many killers would get away with murder if they showed police a photo and they were like, oh yeah, this is me from that day, this is my alibi, and police were like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, thanks, it all checks out. Come on now. Also, let me show you something. What do the Bohemian Grove, the Watergate scandal, the Nigeria testimony, and the FBI spying on John Lennon all have in common? They're all conspiracies that turned out to be true. Free Britney, for real this time.
See, that is another awesome point, isn't it? I mean, those conspiracy theories came out to be true. So Exactly. And all the rest of us can see all the bullshit you're putting out there. You're all getting very frustrated with all of us questioning, and you just come in with full unadulterated hate for us. And I've just been on Andrea Benedetto's live, and man, you guys have got to stop, because it's so transparent that we all know what you're up to, and all you're doing is digging a hole that's so deep that you'll never be able to come out. You know what I mean, man?
Let's talk about the PR aspect behind all this. It's been sloppy. But let's say for a moment that all of this cryptic stuff that Britney's posting is actually her. It's irresponsible to post stuff that can be so easily misconstrued, especially when there's a lot of questions surrounding your safety. And maybe you feel that Britney doesn't owe anyone anything, but a star of her size should at least have a moral responsibility. Police got called to her home. That's taxpayer money, resources being taken away from other emergencies. Even if Britney the person doesn't owe us anything, Britney the business does. And if there was a good PR team around her, they would recognize that. A business of that size has a public responsibility. So it's gotta make you wonder, why is Britney or the team around her being so careless and mysterious? Look, Britney's had a lot of scandals throughout her career, but this is the one where we seemingly can't get a straight story to come out of her or her camp. And speaking of the police going to her house, I heard from that cop again. That's for my next video. Free Britney, for real this time.
See, I love this guy's sentiment because he is so correct, and I've been saying it for about a year now. Like, you guys do owe us an answer. The Britney team, as in T-Con, as in all the Subway rats, all the bin chickens. You all need to tell us what's up, y'all, because at the end of the day, you do have a responsibility, and people are going to keep acting this way if you don't give a proper answer. And sending out statements and making TMZ talk out their ass, it's not going to freaking help. We need to see Britney, and we need to see her talking. And as I said in my video yesterday, if she is unwell, then let us see that. What's wrong with seeing someone unwell? I mean, there's a million actors and singers and everybody. There's a million people out there that are unwell, and we've seen them talk. Like, God, come on, guys. What are you hiding? What's the big mystery tour? Ooh, I'm going to have to get Scooby-Doo into this. I'll tell you, I'm not far. I've got him on the bloody phone right now, and he's thinking about this particular case. Scooby-Rooby-Roo!
I heard from the public information officer with the Ventura County Sheriff's Office. Let me walk you through how it happened. On January 25th, when I heard the news, I reached out at this time. I showed you that call in part 46 of this series. I wanted to verify the wellness check, and I wanted to know if actual contact was made with Britney. He quickly responded that same day. He didn't call me back though, he emailed me. However, I didn't see that email until the following morning. He didn't confirm if actual contact was made with Britney. Pause to read. So I replied back asking for that confirmation. Pause to read. He didn't respond. It wasn't until last night that I decided to follow up again. I said, "Hi, Officer Henderson, just following up on this and wondering if you or your department could offer any insight on this. There's a lot of questions being raised around this wellness check. Anything you can provide will be greatly appreciated. Thanks." This time, he quickly responded within minutes. And he said, "Hello, Trey, we have given you our statement and we have no further comment. Thank you. Do what you will with that. Free Britney, for real this time."
See, this guy's a journo, and he's got to be very diplomatic in what he says, but I'll tell you what I'll do with that. It's utter bullshit! Come on, coppers. We know that you're buddies with Sam. We know Sam's a cop. Well, I reckon he's a covert, to be quite honest. I think he's deep undercover. And I think he's running the show. And they hired him to come in as the Britney protector and all of that. He's never around Britney, but he seems to make out that he is, which, you know, he could be. But at the end of the day, why can't the cops give a straight answer? And luckily, this guy's a journalist, and he is allowed to ask police statements and all of that because he is a journalist that works for a news station. So this is great. I really didn't know this about this guy, and I'm like, this is awesome because reporters can get statements from police. That is an easy thing to do. But yeah, why can't you tell us about the wellness check? At least we know that they said it happened, right? But they don't want to talk any further on it, right? Well, I like that they actually said they didn't see Britney, though. That is a huge statement coming from the coppers, because you know why? We all knew that. We all knew that no one saw Britney because no one knows where she is. And as I said in a couple of videos ago, I know who they saw. They saw the Dungeon Britney. They saw, bring her out. She was just frolicking in the garden naked with her mermaid wig, and they said, no, it's all good, yeah, take it easy, Britney, we'll see you next time. I'm sorry, I make myself laugh too much. Oh God, I don't know why I make myself laugh so much. I always say, if I was stuck on a desert island alone, I'd still have a good laugh. People make fun of me laughing at what I say. And it's like, oh, you're just jealous. You're just jealous that you don't find yourself funny. You know what I mean? Haters are gonna hate, and that's just how they roll, isn't it? Bloody haters, hey? You know, harassing Andrea was just next level for me because she's just on Insta and her account was drained today, which is so bizarre considering that she's been shadow banned, not allowed to do her Free Britney Friday, and then her blue drank, her account was drained. You know, that's just effing dark. If they did, look, I don't think it's the top part of T-Cons, but it could be one of the lower minions that did that shit because they're just evil. Anyways, you're all going to freaking end up in Funky Town, so I don't care. And just to remind you, Funky Town is not a nice place. It's really, really stinky. You know what I mean? But I hope you've enjoyed all the Britney doubles of her dancing, and I hope you've seen what I've seen, that it's very glitchy. It's like every frame they've moved it different, but it's the same actual original video that they're using, but they've moved it. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but it's very odd. And by the way, why has her face changed shape? I didn't know someone could do that. I really didn't, because Britney doesn't look like that, and I don't know who that bird is, but as you all know, I feel it's the dungeon Britney. And after we free the real Britney, we're gonna bloody go hard to free the dungeon Britney, because that poor woman, hey, just living on bread and water in a mermaid wig, all the rest of it. But here's an update on Sam, because Sam's been very quiet, and I don't want to make anyone sad, but Sam was in a gang battle. Stop it. I can't say anything serious today. Oh my God. Sam was in a serious gang fight, and he gone. You know what I mean? He gone. Because I've got the footage right here. You're watching it. You can't tell me that Sam's still alive. You know what I mean? He's gone, and that's because he failed at his covert job. Deep undercover. Oh, half man, half chicken, deep undercover. You failed again, so that's what happens. But anyway, guys, just go and support all the people I mention, and always send love. If you've got hate in your heart, then keep it to yourself, because no one really cares. I don't know if your mum ever told you this, but my mum would always say to me, if you don't have anything nice to say, then don't speak. I say that to all the haters. You know what I mean? Like, because you're just like rotting on the insides with all the hate that you do. But then again, there's a lot of bots out there. And I think Andrea on Instagram, where every time she does a live lately, lives get flooded by hundreds of haters. And I believe it's a bot, because you can build bots really easy. I'm a real dummy when it comes to IT shit. I can build a bot if I want, but I don't want. But yeah, it's very basic. So anyways, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'm going to see you guys, you know where, at the top, boy.
Good vibes in, and the bad vibes out. You feel me? You dig? Cheers, ballers. How it feel? How it feel? Feel so real. How it feel? How it feel? How it feel, and that feels so real. How it feel, how it feel, how it feel, feels so real. How it feel, how it feel, how it feel, and that feels so real.